Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Businesses and Opportunities in Ukraine. Brought to you here by Toloka Studio. I'm Mike Wilson with Andesite Blue. I am the co-founder, and along with Ben Miller, who's also the co-founder of Andesite Blue. So a lot we've been talking about, well, especially over the past 2 years, we've been talking about the war, how it's affected us. Prior to that, we talked about the recovery of COVID, about investments, and then recently, since money's been starting to come back into Ukraine, we've been talking about investments again and businesses. Well, this evening I have a special guest. His name is Vitalii. I'll let him introduce himself and explain who he is and what he does. And we're going to have a good conversation tonight. I kind of made this title, Overcoming Odds, and how to do that, and there's a lot of aspects involved in that, and Vitalii has a very good story to go along with it. So without any further ado, I would like to introduce you to Vitalii. Hello, Vitalii.
Hello, Mike.
Thank you for coming this evening. I know we had a kind of a put off from last week. There was some sickness going around, so we couldn't run the program last week, but thank you for your flexibility and coming this time. So I'm happy to have you on board here. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Vitalii Kodrianu, as Mike tell. I have business from 2015 in furniture industry. I'm supplying upholstery fabrics for producers to produce sofas and chairs and so on. But in this industry, actually, I from 2008. Not even 2007.
Okay, all right. So that's where you got your start in the industry. Was in 2007.
Yes.
Okay.
I was work in 2 companies in this industry. They also supplier, but not only upholstery fabric, also mechanisms and so on. And I received good experience like sales manager. I learned customers. But because of company decided to change rules about salary, about rules about work, as usually it often can be, if you are clever, if you understand how to work good, how to make money, of course you would like to at least to take back the level which you like in your life.
Right. The lifestyle.
Lifestyle. In 2015 I decided to start my business, because at that time I tell to myself, less than me, nobody pay me.
Right. Everything relies on you. You had a family, right?
Yes.
And so you had responsibilities.
Yes.
You had bills to take care of. You had mouths to feed.
Yes.
So all of that, and so it's your responsibility to take care of them.
Of course.
And so now it's interesting that you brought this up. It actually brings a very good point. I know you and I talked about it troszki before the show started.
All right.
And I really wanted to. I've been through the same scenarios where the company changed the rules, and it affected my salary. It affected everybody's salary.
Of course.
Now, those particular rules that they changed benefited them, not us. Matter of fact, we worked just as hard, and I was in marketing and sales. And my commissions got smaller. That's what they didn't change my salary; they changed my commission. And so, for the same product that I was selling, I was making less.
Yes,
which means I had to work harder and sell more product to make the same amount of money that I was making before. And they did that. I think with me, they did it twice, but overall, they did it about 3 times because they did it one other time before me. So the previous salespeople in that company, they remember when it was really sweet when they were working there, and there's no incentive behind cutting people's salaries and expecting them to work harder to make up the difference. It actually works the opposite way.
I see.
It takes away that emotion of you control your destiny, you control your income, and people become more in despair and either look for another job with another company, or like you, who was a manager, general manager.
In second company, yes, I was general manager.
Yeah, so You had leadership responsibilities.
Actually, yes.
Okay, and so that gave you a lot of experience from the ground floor up, and it says, you know what, I can do this as well.
Actually, yes, it was like this. First, I was little bit angry why they changed rules, why they did like this. I spent so much time, so much energy, and really it was interesting because in that company, I don't know why I feel like this is my business.
Yeah.
Even I employ, but everything was very important for me because I think like nearly I owner of this company, and all these things I did like this. But it is interesting. Even I was very angry in winter 2015 and decided to open my own company. And at the end of summer, maybe beginning of autumn, I was very happy. I tell, thanks God they did this. They pushed me and start own business. Super.
That's fantastic. That is absolutely a great story. Thank you for sharing that, because that we have different scenarios that gets us to be entrepreneurs, to be businessmen ourselves, businessmen and women. And sometimes we need that push, right?
Yes, actually.
You were content being general manager. You were happy. You felt like you were running the place well. You had employees that you were managing, and everything was going well, and you were happy. But there was a different animal living inside of you. Was the entrepreneur businessman that really needed to run his own store, his own business. And so that was just fortuitous on their part, for your sake, to change the rules, hurt your salary, and you needed to think of a way to, for your lifestyle, to regain that. And that was go out on your own. So in the winter of 2015, which would have been like January, February, right?
Yes, February directly.
February, okay.
Yes,
so
my salary reduced double.
That was 9 years ago this month. At half. You said your salary went half, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so half. And then by the end of the summer, you already had your own business going, everything was rolling, and you were happy, as we say, happy as a lark.
Right.
So, and that was your inspiration to get started. Now, overcoming the odds. Now, then came 2020, COVID.
Yes.
March, we went into lockdown. And everything locked down. There was nothing going on. I mean, there's some online things that can continue to go on, IT companies and stuff, but everything just pretty much no office, no everything. Metro, buses, nothing was getting you around.
Stopped.
Everything had completely stopped on the first lockdown. They even closed the parks. They closed the forest.
Right.
To walk in, because the forest is just full of COVID,
No, they tell like this, right?
Oh my God, the world just went stupid. It's like they just, I don't know what I mean, I have my opinion. But anyway, so that's one of the obstacles that we had to overcome. And then, we were locked down for 2 months.
Yes.
And in May, it opened some of the restaurants only serving outside,
yes.
On the verandas and terraces. But other things started opening up. We started moving around. The parks opened up. The forest opened back up, The river opened up. You remember the story about the man who went swimming in the river and they had the police waiting there to arrest him? You remember that story?
It was.
Oh my God, crazy. But still, what do? Now, you're not an employee.
Yes.
You own your own company. Tell me about that.
No, actually, I remember very good this time, 17th of March, when it started.
Yes. You know the date. And probably the time, too.
No, especially, of course, I didn't understand what to do, because this is first crisis which I faced like entrepreneur, and I have employees. I will have 12 employees.
Oh my goodness!
I think of what to do, what will be, and in my business it worked like this. First, I send goods after I wait money. Some companies pay 2 weeks later, some companies pay 1 month later, and I also don't understand they will pay or not.
Oh wow, yeah.
It's also very interesting. But first of all, I call to my employees, to everybody. I ask, how are you? Everything okay with you or not? What you are doing? And I tell, okay, sit at home, because I don't understand also what's going on.
Right.
So I will help you in any case, and I will think how we will work now, because nobody understands what's going on.
Right.
I understand something happened, but I don't trust that this sickness it's so serious that we have to close everything. I never use this mask.
Oh, no,
yes.
no. Yeah, the mask doesn't work anyway.
Yes.
That's already been proven science. The mask is worthless.
And no, it was good for me because I live too close to forest. Anyway, I was
You went anyway, yeah. There wasn't police really monitoring the forest.
At least in this case. And maybe maximum after 3 days. Anyway, I go to my office, but I didn't work like open office before, because every customer can come. No, it was like closed office.
Okay.
But I understand if I sit at home, I will be crazy. I have to do something. And after a week, I call to everybody of my employees and tell, if you wish, you can come and we can do, at least try to do, to call our customers, to ask how if they okay or not, can we help, and also I start to think that I have time to start e-commerce. To start social media, to push them, because before I didn't do this.
Okay, so it gave you some creativity to think of new avenues to expose your business
directly.
Yeah, so that's fantastic. I mean, those are great, and that's you do have the entrepreneurial mind. You're not just an office manager. Okay, you actually have care for your employees. You have the mind of business. You know the money that comes in isn't your money.
Yes.
And you have the responsibility to take care of those where that money is supposed to distribute that money to go out to your employees, to vendors, to your suppliers, and things like that. And so and then you took your personal salary based on what was left over, or what you projected for yourself. So you already had that mindset. So when COVID in May, when it started lightening up, and we can start going back and kind of move around and walk in the parks and things like that, you're already saying, hey, let's get together, let's find out ways to work, and let's see if we can expand our reach and our exposure. So you went into the network and started working on the internet to find ways, and social media sites, and looking for new ways to promote yourself.
Directly. It even helped a little bit, because from 1st of April, some customers start to call us, to order something. Yes, it was small quantities, but at least we do something. Like this. And
when did it get back to normal? How much?
We back to normal at the May directly.
May.
Yes,
wow.
yes.
Okay.
Why? Because maybe from 15th of May, some shops started.
Restaurants, everything started.
Yes, and because of before we call to all our customers, we keep in touch. They directly start to order like this, because some companies anyway will wait 1 month, 2 months before coming back. So May was good. For us,
very good.
May, June.
So you had all 12 of your employees back working.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. They were happy.
Yes. But it's very interesting. I even employ 2 more people, because I understand we are growing.
Okay.
But I understand clearly what COVID did only January of 2021.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, because at that time, this economic effect, I really feel it.
Okay.
Sales reduced. our turnover reduced,
Yes.
and I decided to, unfortunately, to say bye-bye to these new guys, because I understand this is not time.
Oh, okay.
to-
Yeah,
to-
you
to
were a little bit too big and then had to kind of
yes,
cut back a
I
little bit.
decided little bit reduced, but anyway, we continue because of two things we did before.
Sure. And then now 2022, we get into February 24th.
Of course, I can tell like this. Thanks, COVID, we were ready.
Oh, for crisis.
Because I understand how to speak with owner of warehouse about rental. I understand already how to speak with my employees in these situations. What we can move, because we already in COVID time we moved. How to pay salary. Before it was more stable part and small motivation, but in COVID time we refresh it and tell that everybody see that when we come to same sales, he even earn more. But stable part became smaller, much more smaller.
Okay.
As this motivation we increase. Like
Oh,
this.
very good, very good.
Yes, yes.
Now, did you lose some employees because people left the country in the war?
Yes. No, I lose double of
Half-
my
half your employees, yeah.
Yes. I understand them, because nobody understand what's going on.
Right, yeah. No,
And I also cannot tell them that. It's okay, we will continue pay your salary 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, 1 year.
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
because nobody understands
Exactly.
what will
exactly.
be.
Yeah, that was quite a traumatic time. Actually, worse than COVID.
Yeah.
Because that was definitely life threatening. So, and I lost a lot of my friends. I mean, I didn't lose them as friends.
I see.
They just left, So, but the way I do business, I always tell people that I have to live in a big city because of my reach and influence. I can't live in a village.
I see.
No, that would drive me crazy. That'd be like being locked in your apartment during COVID, for 2 or 3 months and not going outside. It just can't be done. So I. Because of how my influence, my reach, my networking, getting people involved in business, and the types of businesses I do requires just a continual source of people and reaching out. And so, COVID was the first break, and then the war, of course, when the people left, and then my employees left too, And then I didn't rehire any during that time, because they weren't going to come back. And that type of our business went on hold, and it just started the end of January. December. We started back into selling our bonds, and so they're getting the investment money coming back in, because now money's starting to come back into Ukraine, so we can start investing in the projects and the things of need. So we had to make those adjustments, but I had to sit for 2 years, not really doing much of anything,
Yeah.
But in that period of time, though, last year I started my project with the Country Western Saloon, and I knew that it was the right time, and I knew with the support that I had, with the enthusiasm that I was getting from the community, that it was just needed in the right time. And I'm not the only business that actually started and opened brand new in the middle of war. I started seeing that happening all around, and those stores, those restaurants are busy.
Yeah.
You have to get reservations a lot of times, if you're not going to sit down and eat. And this is during war, and so I knew that, we need to get this going, and we need to get set up, and we need to be in the right place so that when the war is over, the celebrations begin, and the tourism is going to come and flood this country like you've never seen before. And we're all ready to go for them. So, but we'll be successful without the tourism, and I had to be creative in that. So that kept me busy all last year. A year ago, February is when I really started. I've had the plan for 4 years prior, and then I said, okay, it's time for me to implement, and I started putting it down on paper. And then I started making the steps. Last week we registered the company. I finally secured my director, I went through, overcoming the odds. Oh my goodness. I went through 5 people, and the 5th one stuck. And as a director, because I'm a foreigner, I need a Ukrainian to be on the board and the director in the company. And you have to trust them. They sign contracts, they make decisions, they have to, they handle the bank account, they open the bank account, they handle, and we're talking millions of dollars that your directors, got their hands on, right? And I'm not on the bank account. I'm the foreigner, Now I will be later, because I'll be able to change my status on that and become director as well. But I actually want to keep the director and not replace her. She is so key, and so I'll just continue to play my role as the owner of the company and drive and bring the spirit of it. But it's just, you just don't quit. If you quit, guaranteed nothing, right?
Of course.
But if you just keep persisting and keep going, you will win.
Yes, 100%.
And it took me the 5th one. The first one, and I trusted all of them. Actually, I trusted every one of them. But the first one, she was actually out of the country. She was Ukrainian. She was out of the country. But I've known her for so many years. I trusted her. She had a really good personality and the right spirit for the saloon to be a director. She didn't have the experience as a director, but I was going to be the one leading that process anyway, and so was director in name. And she was like, yes, she was excited about it, but then ultimately no. And she didn't want to come back to Ukraine. She was in Warsaw. She didn't want to come back to Ukraine. Then I found another one later on, and she said, yes, I trust you. This will be good. What do I need to do? Hand me the documents so I can read through them. So I went through blah, 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 went through process and everything. And then at the last minute, when it was time to sign, she said no.
No.
So I'm on these highs and lows. Great, we're getting ready to go, and then down again, And then third one, she was ready to go. She was excited, and she actually got a lawyer to start drawing up the papers and everything. But that lawyer, oh my God, he was not smart. And I said, no, we can't use this lawyer. And all of a sudden, she just stopped communication completely, just dropped the whole thing, and just disappeared. It's like, well, that's not a director I need to have, And that was the third. The fourth one I had asked. She said yes, she was interested. It was something she'd be interested in too. But I don't blame her too much, because when I started showing her the responsibilities and everything, it gave her a chance to make that decision, and she said no. And so here it was 4 times now. I was like, they say 3 times, 3 strikes you're out. Okay, that's an American. It's a baseball term. And it's kind of the people's rules. So, okay, I forgive you once, I forgive you twice, but 3 strikes you're out. I'm not going to deal with it anymore. But if you take that mentality, if you said, well, I'm going to try 3 times. If it doesn't work, then it's just not to be. It's just not going to happen. If you do that, guess what? You're guaranteed to fail. You're guaranteed to not succeed. So the 4th one, and she said no, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness. The 5th one approached me. And I know her very well too. And I know she's incredibly intelligent. She's actually a scientist. She's in the food industry. She's a chemist in the food industry. And then she starts telling me, kind of giving me her resume. She says, you don't know much about me. And she starts opening up and telling me of her background and how companies have given her hundreds of thousands of hryvnia responsibility cards in her name to represent them.
I see.
And so they trust her with a 500,000, here and helping them with startup and of products or companies over here. Even she's been called out of the country to do some work in and I don't know if it's Slovakia. I don't remember which countries, but in Europe. And and she's telling me this, and I already knew she was a very intelligent lady, and I even thought about her at one point to think, well, maybe she would be the right role. And and then we talked about it, and sure enough, says, yeah. I says, because she was ready for the saloon to get going. She says, come on, let's just do this. You need a director. Let's just do it. I'll be your director. I had another one that also said that she would be the director in name only, and so I kind of had 2 came to me all at once, But I wanted her. Her name is Svetlana,
Mm.
And
My sister also, Svetlana.
okay, yeah. I think we just hit about 10 million Ukrainians that are Svetlana. But, you'll meet her. You'll have a chance to meet her. She's actually going to come on the show very soon. Here, we'll be working as a team on the show in there. So, but just absolutely amazing personality, bubbly attitude. Enthusiastic. She's also, like me, an entertainer, and that's what our business is. Our business is in the entertainment industry, and so it's very important to have that energy and spirit to be able to influence people and to make them happy, and have that desire. So, fifth one, finally.
It's good.
Yeah, no, it is good, and you just don't quit. And that's what I really liked about your story. You didn't quit, and you became innovative. Well, during that period of time, I was making some minor adjustments. I was creating things and ideas and growing in that aspect. And it just worked out that she was really the perfect one. If I would have had any one of those, I could have been happy, but I didn't know what I was missing. Because in reality, she was the perfect person to put in that position. So she has that role. She'll be so she has we all have to have an alias name. So I'm Jack Allison. I'm the sheriff of the saloon, and she's the madame of the saloon, is Dallas Oakley. Now Oakley is a famous name, Annie Oakley. She's a gunslinging shooter. She's a sports shooter. She was the best in the world. And so she's very, very famous, Annie Oakley. So we actually put a story behind Svetlana that she's Dallas Oakley, and that she is the great cousin of Annie Oakley.
I see.
So we played a little play on there. So we do a lot of role playing. That's what's entertainment. So we're actors and everything. So
great idea.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's just overcoming the odds. You're just going to run into these situations, and you have to overcome them. You have to move forward. You have to be innovative. You have to use your brain. And that's what I really, really appreciate about your story, about who you are. And I know your employees appreciate you, that you have a relationship with them, that they enjoy working for you, and you give them opportunity. And they're even when things have to shut down for a month or two, they trust you.
Yes, and even now I keep relations who even go move down anyway. We keep in touch, and I know if I decide, for example, to open something in Germany or in USA, even I know people who can help me, and I know them good because they work in my company.
Yeah, so some of them moved out into Germany, some into the US.
Yeah.
Now you have resources.
Because of relation, because of true things.
No, it's good, and you have to make that decision. You made that decision in your life, probably in a young adult life. I did the same thing. I made the decision that I was going to be kind to everybody, whether I received anything or not from them. But I was going to be kind to them. I was going to be polite. If they could work for me, I was always going to be a good employer, or someone that would gave them opportunities that they wanted to work for me. If they moved on, or if I had to even fire them, I remember firing and hiring the same person.
Yes,
giving them 3, 4, 5 chances. After the 5th one, I finally said, "Okay, this is just not your thing. I understand it. But I always hoped and gave them opportunities to adjust their work behaviors and stuff. But by doing that, though, because I don't hold grudges, I'm very forgiving. That goes into your life across the world. Like yours has happened to reach into Germany and the US. So that's fantastic, but you made that decision.
But of course, anyway, at the beginning of war, 24 of February, actually, I was in business trip. I was in Mykolaiv, and I faced this whole situation in Mykolaiv directly. I will visit customers in Kherson, 23 of February, and 24 I only moved to Mykolaiv to continue my business trip. And war was started. First of all, of course, I were called to my family, because family was near Kiev in Vasilkov.
Okay.
So go take them and move to west side. First of all,
Right, yes, yes.
and on this way, anyway, I were called to my employees. How are you? Somebody was stay. I sent only money for food for something. Somebody also moved to west side, and anyway, I always was keep in touch and tell if you need help. Okay, tell me. I will arrange something. So after when I move my family, I come back. And it was more easy to decide something, to make something, because you know your
They were
family
safe.
safety.
Yeah, that's-
It's okay, so you can continue.
Yeah, yeah. No, I totally understand that. I totally agree. I took my daughter out of, she lives in Ovalone with her mom, and I took them out too. And I put them on the west side of Ukraine in the Carpathia, and they were safe. No sirens, nothing. They were just,
Yeah.
for her, she was 2 years old when it happened. It was, so she was vulnerable, but she didn't hear no explosions. She didn't hear anything. She was just safe. There was 400 other refugees there, moms and children there, and so she had a lot of friends and a lot of people, that was the church. Caritas was the one that was the sponsor of the organization that took care of them. So they had everything for them, and I was so thankful for Caritas. And
Super.
they're a Catholic organization, a charity organization that helps in crises all over the world. It's not just Ukraine, but Caritas has a headquarters here too. Absolutely thankful for that. But now I was able to leave there and come back to Kiev, and now I'm not thinking I know that they're safe. I go visit them once a month, and I can be here and do what I need to. And at that time, it was early on in 2022, so I was training the military, and I was doing everything I can to get involved. So there was one other thing I wanted to talk about that kind of shows a little bit of your character as an entrepreneur and businessman. This is before you actually became. So in 2007, you kind of got into the industry of the fabric supply for furniture stores and different clients. And you started at the bottom, right? You mean you started as a salesperson, or?
Like sales manager directly I was started.
Okay, all right. And then you worked your way up into general manager. You said you worked for 2 companies, correct?
Right. In this industry, no, third one was mine.
Yours, yes. Three's a charm for you, yes. Okay, so during that time, before they changed the rules, let's say now you're general manager, so you got a much higher position, like that. Did you ever think that you could do this yourself? Did you ever want to do it yourself, or were you just satisfied in your position?
No, actually, of course, I will have some dreams about even own business.
Okay.
From students period maybe, and sometimes I watch in internet how actually to organize business, how to make this finance, what you have to calculate. And I remember clearly this information actually helped me, because when I decided to open my business in this period, I understand clearly that I can start if I have money for 6 months at least.
Okay. So that was your cushion.
Yeah.
You had a 6-month cushion. Okay, very good.
Yes. And actually this helped me, because I even didn't expect that tomorrow I open business, after tomorrow I will have
10 clients.
the profit. We don't know. Maybe yes, maybe not. But at least this period, 6 months, it will help, because you can organize business, you can organize processes, and you can start to earn money directly.
Yeah, and if you make money a little bit of money in the first month, make a little bit more in the second month, you're actually not spending that cushion, and it's a lot better, and then it just kind of allows you to softly land, and then bounce right back up. So
right, and also I don't know at that period that this is statistic that only one business which started from 10 alive after 1 year. Rest
Yeah,
is
yeah.
all closed.
90% of businesses fail in the first year.
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I don't know. I were no,
You didn't know that?
No, and it's very good.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if I know, I afraid much more.
Okay, all right. So you're a very analytical mind, which is good. But having not that knowledge helped you.
Yeah, yeah.
I know that, but I don't care. Because if I have something that I feel that is the public needs or something that I want to offer, and I think that it has a great potential and opportunity to succeed, and I've worked through it, and I know how to make the numbers work, and I know how to make the profits, I'm going to do it anyway, whether I'm going to be the 90% or if I'm going to be the 10%. And not every one of my businesses succeeded, but every one of my businesses did make a profit. So some things got collapsed during the 2008. So I had some other obstacles that affected some of my businesses. I actually bounced back in the business after 2008 and continued to work it. So I was able to recover on that, but I still lost a lot. That was huge because I was in the building industry. I was in the housing industry.
I understand.
Doing that, I was construction. Had a company, Anyway, but you just got to keep going, right? And we did. We were able to do some recovery a little bit, and continue to keep working. But you, which is good. So, you're an entrepreneur, and you like I said, we've been talking about this. You have ideas, you got things that you want to do, and you don't know how to execute it. You feel like everything's in place, but now you're afraid.
Yeah.
You got pushed into it by anger.
Yeah.
Okay, which is good. It's good motivation. Anger is a good motivation. Okay.
Actually, yes.
Don't. It's an emotion, but it's a good motivator. It's a phrase. It's a saying. Anger is a good motivation. Now, I'm not talking about loss of control and beating somebody up, that kind of anger. I'm just saying that sometimes we just get mad at a situation that affects us, and we get angry about it and make change. Nations change when society rose up in anger because the politicians were controlling and tyranny took place. Like it happened more than once in Great Britain.
Right.
The United States was born because of Great Britain's tyranny and anger. The United States was born based off of the anger of the population leaving, and they said, nope, we can't deal with the suppression. This is ridiculous. This is stupid. They're getting ready to do it again. I mean, Britons, they just can't help themselves. They're getting ready to do it. Australia during the COVID just showed some bad management and bad judgment over there. Politicians don't realize that, you might have 500 to 1,000 politicians running a government of 300 million people. Who do you think outnumbers the one? It's pretty stupid to just assume that everyone's going to stay blind and you're going to push them too much and boom, you're going to have an uprising. But Ukraine's had its uprisings. The Orange Revolution. We've had the Maidan. And so politicians need to wake up. And not continue to keep pushing bad policies and things that only supports them and not the whole in the society. But I don't even know how I got onto that one, that topic. We spun off on that anyway, so I forgot where we were going with that one. Anyway, the Overcoming the Odds, and the title of tonight's show, you've exhibited a great mind, a great way to analyze things. There we go. Now we're getting back on track. The analytical. You've already done all the analytics. Thank God you didn't get too much information to stop you.
Yeah, so some information can damage you.
Exactly. So you had the right information to go do it. But even if that information would have come to you, most likely you would have done it anyway. So you take all the information you get in there so that you can make the right decision. If you don't fail, you're never really going to succeed.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to fail, because that's what really causes you to grow. It also gives you a lot of experience. Because of COVID, you didn't fail in COVID, but because of COVID, it prepared you for another crisis that we had for this one. So you had more confidence on how to deal with it, and you had the care. You had even the finances to be able to help and to take care of your employees, just like a family.
Right.
You know, so and that was absolutely fantastic. You know, what you were doing. When you, as investors, even look at companies like Vitalii's company, that he might want to do some expansions, he might want to get his own warehouse. Who knows? Maybe down the road you want to take on some investment to be able to expand. When you look at a company that you want to invest in, these are the types of things that you want to look at in their history, in their pattern, and how they work with their employees, what they do, how the care that they're providing for the whole, that they have a heart not just for themselves to take, but they have a heart to bring other people up and to supply. I would invest in a company like Vitalii's in a heartbeat because he's shown the character, he's shown the tenacity, and he also shows the mettle to be able to handle a crisis and to get through it. And that's the kind of company that I am happy to invest in. I know there's going to be good returns on that, and that he strives to grow, and he strives to make opportunities for people around him. And that's those are actually perfect combinations. Those are good partnerships to get involved with. So whether you're an entrepreneur ready to get out there into the world and you know, spread your wings out and try to fly, you know, Vitalii's part of Miracle Morning.
Yeah.
So he's part of the entrepreneurs of Miracle Morning, which is several thousand people in that. They do a lot of online meetings, right?
No, actually, 2 times per week we have this early breakfast, business breakfast.
Online.
Not online and offline.
So both.
Yes,
you have a combination. So,
yes.
So it gives you the flexibility to be offline, and also you could do it online. So twice a week they have these meetings, and those are the types of things you need to get involved with, because when you have a multitude of people who are,
it's so important.
Yeah, it gives you more information, right?
Actually, even I can tell this helped me so much to make more true steps after war started. Because at least when you see another active people, they try to do something, they try to find a way, you also be active like this. It works like this.
It's inspiring. You know,
also they supporting you, you support them.
Exactly.
Tell, okay, let's think what we can do, how we can help each other.
That's absolutely correct. Let me see if we have enough time for this. I have a few minutes to talk about this because you brought it up. So Miracle Morning has a couple thousand people in it, and they do online and offline together. But that motivation, the inspiration that you receive from it is invaluable.
Right.
It's what really helped you to keep going. And everyone offers their answers that can help you. You don't have to have everybody's answers. But there's a few answers in there that's going to actually apply to you, that you're going to be able to execute, as well as you're giving your testimony that helps somebody else. That creates strength. Okay, now that's a community.
Right.
That's a village that has learned to work. I have a cow. You have corn.
Right.
You know, I'll provide milk to you, and you provide corn to me, right?
Or at least you can advise to somebody your company, because I trust to you. We know each other. We have similar thoughts, and of course, it also helps.
Yeah, you know somebody who has a need for printing.
For example.
And you'll be able to say, George over here, that's exactly what he does. He does my printing for me, you know, and he's great. His rates are great. Go talk to George, you know. So we help each other in that way as well. So when you have a wall, and I'm going to use a concrete wall. Let's say it's about how many is that? 30 centimeter? I don't know. Anyways, let's say it's a thick concrete wall. You yourself, and no tools, you yourself cannot go through that wall. You can sit there and beat on that wall all you want. You might, after 50 years, create a little bit of a dent, but you're not going to break through that wall. It's impossible to break through that wall. 2 of you can work together to do rotations, and you can actually increase the ability to get through the wall quicker, but you're still going to be looking at 30, 40 years, because that one person couldn't break through the wall at all. But you don't have the tools. That's the thing. You don't have the tools for it. Now, over here, Sergey, he has an axe. Okay, now an axe isn't good enough to go through the wall, because it's not going to do that. But that axe can produce other tools. Then you've got Ihor over here, who has a hammer. And then you've got Svetlana, who has a whole thing of chisels.
Yeah.
You know, and all of a sudden you're creating a team of people all around, and everybody starts working on that wall, and they're starting using the chisels, and then the hammer, the axe is creating more tools in case when you're using the hammer and the handle breaks. You know, the axe is going to go out to get the wood. Blah blah blah. You know, it's a network of support and team to start working on that wall, and you can actually get through that wall in a few days.
Right.
Instead of 30 or 50 years, right?
Good example.
And that's exactly that's what it's like, and that's what you feel, because you feel that strength, you feel that power of everybody's energy,
right?
And it's motivational, and that's what I wanted to touch on just a little bit. That teamwork is what really makes things successful. Even though I am the majority owner of Kiev's Western Saloon, it's not my saloon. All I did is I'm creating a platform, but I have a team of people working with me to make that successful, to bring it into fruition, to open the doors, and to bring the audience in, and to entertain, and to bring some peace and joy and happiness in people's lives, and release and relief. And also employment, and one of the things about Kiev's Western Saloon is that we are going to purposely hire as many of our veterans as we can, the ones that are coming off the front. Some of them are wounded, some of them are missing legs, limbs, and things like that. We want to hire them on there, and we're going to have positions to do that as well. So we're in support. Some of our proceeds from the saloon we were going to be donating to the war effort through humanitarian aid, and as well to the direct war for with their needs as well. So we're actively, I'm a military man, so I have to, and I've been trained in the military, so it's something I want to give and to support in that as well. So, but it's that teamwork, it's not me. I don't have all the tools. I can't make the saloon work by myself. It's impossible.
Of course.
Even if I just had hired employees, I still can't do it. I don't have all the tools. Svetlana, my director, she fills the areas that I'm weak in. She fills those spots in there. The areas that I'm strong in helps her out, and then now we rely on the other people that we're bringing in on the team. You will know some people that I need to work on the team, and you're going to say, hey, by the way, my friend over here in Miracle Morning, this is what they do.
There are lots of true people which can help. Actually, team is very important. You are right, and it's very good that you started, because yes, there is war, there is some situations which you have to solve, but this is the best time to start business, to make investments to Ukraine, because you can take part of market.
Yes.
Now time for this, to take part, and when bar is finished, you will grow with market directly.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a direct connection, and it's going to be a very high upswing.
100%.
You're absolutely correct. I've been preaching this for 2 years now. Thank you for that confirmation on that, but that is absolutely correct and absolutely true. So, Vitalii, thank you so much for joining me this evening.
Thank you.
And being here. I really, really appreciate your wisdom. I appreciate who you are as an individual and your character. You're a man of integrity, and it's really nice to have people like you as a friend and somebody that I know. Thank you for joining us this evening. I hope you were able to receive some information that can help you out as well. Again, whether you're an investor or an entrepreneur, that's what I'm here for, is just to give inspiration and to give you some tools to work with. So, have a great week, have a great night, and we will see you next week. Slava Ukraina!
Героям слава!